And as you can see here, we have some nice licking and chewing, some nice relaxation. Okay. Okay, ready? You can do this while you're hand grazing. You can do this pretty much anytime. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how exactly I start my sessions with my horse. And I'm going to discuss the main things that I do when getting ready to have a session with any of my horses. It's very important, as we discussed previously in the series, that we are in the correct state of mind and that we are nice and present when we begin working with our horses. So what I like to do to start out is have a little bit of time to slow my breath rate down, get really clear on what my goals are for the session, and set an intention for the session. And when I say get really clear on what my goals are, that means I'm going to imagine the perfect scenario of how this session could go. And what that does is really sets the stage for the things that we want our horse to learn in any given session. And since horses are very energy-based beings, some of them even get to a point where you can imagine what you would like them to do, and they pick up on that and respond accordingly. Now I want to go over what you see Sundancer doing here. A lot of people would get angry. A lot of people's response to this mouthy behavior is to whack the horse or send them away. However, it's important to note that if you understand the horse's natural behavior and natural tendencies, you'll know that what they're actually trying to do there is engage with you. That's kind of like them saying, hey, are you paying attention to me? And when you just play with their muzzle in return and allow them to lick your hand, they'll eventually get over it. Now he's going to check me out. But that's just kind of like the equivalent of a human handshake, okay? So he's not being bad. He's not trying to bite me. He's trying to say hello, say what's up, say how's it going, and that's it, okay? Not a big deal. It's nothing that he deserves to be punished for. Okay? So I'm going to do my little pre-session exercise now, and I'll probably put this section, ow dude, in see, that's what I'm talking about. We engage back with them and then we get that nice relaxation response. Okay. Now this is a new thing for him, to be patient and wait. I usually do this exercise up at the house, but I wanted to start showing it to you guys because it is so important. Now he's wanting me to scratch him, so I'm just going to ask him to back up. Oh. Back. There we go. Good. Okay. I typically would close my eyes, but seeing as he's right here and he just put his hoof up on this bucket with me, I'm not going to do that. Thankfully, he didn't hit me with it. He just rested it right on this ledge. But we're going to keep my eyes open so that I can pay attention to him until he gets used to what this part of the session looks like for us. All right, and I'll finish up this little section of my pre-session activities by just doing a scan through my body and making sure that I'm not holding any tension in my shoulders or neck or anywhere. Just make sure that everything is nice and relaxed and loose. And that will really help your horse feel safe with you, because if we're hanging on to tension, they're going to sense it every single time, and they're going to respond to that tension, whether we realize we're holding tension in our body or not. So after that, then it's time to begin our session. Here he comes. And we're going to start out with some simple connection exercises before we begin our typical positive reinforcement section of the session. Okay, so I'm going to ask him to walk with me. And what we're going to be working on here is matching steps. So if you'll notice, I'm matching my steps exactly to his. He's doing very well about matching his pace to mine. Okay, good. Oh, and this does a few things for the horse. First, it teaches them that you are really paying attention. And as you can see here, we have some nice licking and chewing, some nice relaxation. Okay. Okay, ready? You can do this while you're hand grazing. You can do this pretty much anytime. And it's a great exercise to keep you present as well, because it's not possible to make sure that you're matching their steps if you are not completely present and in the moment. We've got this licking and chewing again. And I might match him even if he's going backwards. This is a great exercise you can do with horses, particularly horses that are a little bit skeptical of humans or hard to catch. Even if you match steps with them in the pasture while they're grazing, they will respond very beautifully. And you'll see, even if you're doing this at a distance, they will start to pay attention to you. You'll see them pick their head up and look at you like, are you copying me? And they'll be very curious. And if you keep doing it for long enough, eventually they will actually just get so curious they come over to you. Now, if you have a really skeptical horse, it might take them a few sessions to do so. It might not happen on session one, but this is a wonderful exercise, all right, to do with any horse to work on your connection. And I'll just see if he'll follow me here now. Still matching the steps here. Good. I see that lip twitching. Keeps coming back to this target. He wants to begin our positive reinforcement section of the session. But we're going to start with this matching steps a little bit at the beginning of every session for the next week or so. It just really helps to solidify the connection you have with your horse. You can do this with any horse, whether they're untouched yet or whether they've been ridden for years. They appreciate it anyway. Okay? Just is a great connection piece. Okay. And I also want to start building in a relaxation point. So when I touch a specific point, he relaxes, and we can use this in any new environment we're in. I need to get him turned around here so you guys can see. And I'll show you how to implement that. Good. Good boy. Okay, let's have him stop here. Now I'm going to use this point here. Notice that head dropping. We're just going to stay here. I'm just touching the same spot. And I'm going to breathe. Now this is the first time doing this, so it might take him a minute to get it. Oh. He's trying to get me to scratch him. But notice I'm matching steps. If he wants to walk around me, that's fine. Okay. I'm just taking long, slow, deep breaths, making my body feel very calm. There his eyes start closing a little, and we've got some twitching in his muzzle. There's that lick and chew. So I'm going to remove my hand. And that's how we begin implementing that calm trigger. So we'll do this day after day, and eventually we'll be able to just rest our hand in that spot and have him immediately relax and release any tension that he has. It just is kind of like a mindfulness practice for the horse. So we rest our hand there until they focus on that and relax. And then over time that builds to where we can even use it during a stressful situation. And it's kind of like meditation for humans. It's kind of like us focusing on our breath. Our breath brings us back to the present moment and calms us down if we pay attention to it at any point. So that's essentially what we're building in for the horse.